Hey, it's me, the bald book geek. Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. So, I don't normally review books. I admittedly do not read as often as I would like. The last book I probably read was The Valkyrie during my honeymoon by Paulo Coelho. And then I started another book very briefly on my last vacation a few weeks ago, and I wasn't able to really get very far. I was with my son and he was running around, and you know how it is with kids. You can't really focus. And then by the end of the night, I was always tired. So I found this at a thrift store in Long Island, locally, for $1.87 on sale. It's currently on sale on Amazon for $7. This caught my eye because it was written by Adam Cesare. Adam is a YouTuber I've watched for years, and we're friends on Facebook, and we chat a little bit every so often. Really nice guy. And I've always wanted to read his book, but I never purchased it because I really don't read. I happen to be at a conference for work. It's the end of the day now, and I just finished the book. So I just wanted to briefly talk about Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesare. He also has a nice little quote up here by Clive Barker. It says, "An author who knows how to make us afraid." If Clive Barker backs you, you did something right. Um, it is a young teen book, and a young adult book, excuse me, and it won a 2020 Bram Stoker Award for Superior Achievement in a Young Adult Novel. So you may be thinking of something like It, if you like that movie or that book. It's not similar to something like that. It's pretty much a slasher. Without giving away anything, I want to keep this very, very loose. It's about this teenage girl who moves to this very small town which has a lot of cornfields, farm town in the middle of nowhere, kind of backwards or slow to progress in certain ways. And her mother has passed away. I don't want to say how or what happened, but they're still kind of dealing with that trauma. And the father's a doctor, and they purchased this house from the old doctor that was there, and they're trying to start a new life and kind of get off on a better foot. She makes friends with the local teens. Some of them are troublesome. There's issues and rumors surrounding some of those teens, one of them specifically named Cole. And she's starting to kind of sow her oats and feel really quickly. It's actually a pretty quick read. She's starting to feel out, these friends and what they're like. And some of them are pains in the asses, but good people. And some of them are not so good people and whatever. So they end up going, she ends up getting wrapped up in this group of friends that sort of seem like the troublemakers in town. And they end up going to this party. And it's in the middle of a cornfield at like an abandoned barn or something, or a barn that maybe isn't abandoned, but the people aren't there for that weekend and they knew that. There's music, etc. And shit kicks off. Someone, I don't want to give away too much, someone goes to this party and starts killing the children, the teenagers. It's pretty graphic. It's pretty interesting. There's some twists. There's quite a few twists in the book as to who the killer is, etc. The characters are fairly fleshed out. You feel like you kind of know them. And again, it's a quick read. So while you're reading it, you're like, oh, I'm already on page 100. Starts off a little slow, but then picks up, and you sort of want to see who the killer is and what happened, etc. Cool book. I enjoyed it. My only negative to this book, I've read some Amazon reviews, so it seems like other people have said the same thing. There's a little too much politics in it. The town is old fashioned, it's small, it's trying to kind of go back to its roots, and it's starting to change in certain directions, especially with the teenagers and the internet and whatever. And they keep on mentioning things like, I think it's Kettle Springs, make Kettle Springs great again. And like the teenagers are like rallying against that because it's supposed to be negative or racist or something. And I just, it felt very forced and sort of shoehorned in at that point. If you're a teenager and you don't know the world or grasp the world and things are very, especially in a small town, I could see things being negative that are and aren't. but I just felt like it really didn't have its place in this book. It was sort of unnecessary. They do mention woke things, which I hate that term. I don't want to get into politics and what I stand for and what I don't, but they put that term in there at one point, and then there's character shifts to where certain characters that are very liberal start to say this is do or die, and I better pick up this gun and I better defend myself. So there's interesting concepts that were sprinkled in, but then also like a little bit of it was a little too heavy-handed for me in regards to the woke stuff and make America great or make Kettle Springs great. You know, a little too much of that. But overall, it was a very good book. I enjoyed it. According to the back of the book and the last maybe 20 pages, there's a sequel. I hope to find that in a thrift store one day too for $1 or $2, because I will read it. So overall, if you say to me, "Clown in a Cornfield," I'll remember it. I'll remember being, at a work conference and having some downtime, and I'll tell you that it's a cool book. 7 out of 10. I liked it. Thought it was interesting. Really liked the fleshed out characters and the kids and the town. I always thought small towns sounded kind of quaint and interesting to me, so that was cool. But check it out if you want a young adult book that's like a horror story thing. I liked it. Let me know, guys, if you've read Clown in a Cornfield or anything else by Adam Cesare, and I'm going to send him this video. Hopefully he watches it. Thank you guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.